Good day everyone, this is JB from Tour Venture and I am your tour guide for today's virtual tour in the country Canada, also known for many nicknames like Land of Maple Syrup, America's Hat, Victoria Land, and Kano, and is often called a melting pot or a mosaic because of the country's culturally diverse population. Canada is a country filled with the famous landmarks, historical wonders, delicious food, incredible culture, and all of the outdoor exploration you could want. Before anything else, I want to introduce to all of you our driver for this tour, Mr. Smith. He has been a driver for 15 years and he will bring us to every destination safely. Before we proceed to our tour, we will have a head count. Let's begin with 1, 2, 3, and 30. You are all 30 tourists. I am happy since you are many. Next is our safety is the one of our priority. Please listen to my friendly reminders so that our tour becomes smooth and enjoyable. First is to look for your partner and walk with a pair. Second is always check the time for every destination and always look for your partner so no one can left behind in any destination. And for our third and last reminder is to be familiar with the action that I do. If I whistle once and wave a flag like this, meaning we need to go back to the bus, and I wave this flag like this, meaning I will share some trivia and facts about the country that we are traveling to. I can see to the faces of all of you that you are excited. So let's begin our tour right now. But before we proceed to the tourist destination, I will introduce first the country, Canada. The capital city of Canada is Ottawa, and the total land area of this country is 9,984,670 square kilometers, making it the second largest country in the world. Area north of the tree line is over 27% of Canada's total area. Land border is 8,890 km border with the United States, the longest international border in the world. The current population of Canada is took nearly 39 million, ranked third in the North America region and ranked 37 by the population among countries of the world. The official language of the country is French and English, and Canadian is their nationality. And now we will start our tour to the top 10 best tourist destination in Canada. Our first destination is the very famous falls in this country, the Niagara Falls. Canada's most famous natural attraction, bringing in millions of visitors each year. Located just over an hour drive from Toronto along the American border, these massive falls drop approximately 57 meters. You can see the falls at an outstandingly close distance from several key points. Niagara Falls and the Niagara Gorge have been attracting tourists and daredevils for well over a century. Between the mid-19th and mid-20th centuries, there were numerous attempts to plunge over the falls in various types of homemade boats and barrels. This along with the tightrope, walkers, and other spectacles to lead the adjacent town of Niagara Falls, developing a carnival-type atmosphere that still persists today. Families will enjoy a walk down Niagara outrageous Clifton Hill leading to the gorge and falls. Other popular things to do here include a cruise to the base of the falls, a trip up the Skyline Tower for a fantastic aerial view, and a look from the bottom of the falls on the journey behind the falls experience. Our second on our list for this tour is the Victoria's Inner Harbor. Few Canadian cities have done such a beautiful job of developing their waterfront area as Victoria and the Inner Harbor. This is a great place for strolling, relaxing, shopping, dining, and watching street performers, all against the backdrop of the harbor. The centerpiece of this area is historic Empress Hotel, one of the city's most lovely buildings. Over the years, the Empress has welcomed kings and queens and today features a traditional high tea, which is one of the highlights for many visitors coming to Victoria. While the harbor area is popular year-round, it is particularly lively during the summer months. The Inner Harbor is also where you'll find the British Columbia Legislative Buildings constructed in 1893. Visitors can take advantage to 3 tours offer daily and immerse themselves in the grandeur of the historic landmark. The Okanagan Valley is our third destination. Locals who live in Penticton and Kelowna like to say that the Okanagan Valley is located on the warm side of the mountain from neighboring Alberta. This statement rings true. This long valley is truly a summer playground for Western Canadians. Huge lakes dominate the valley floor, and some of British Columbia's best beaches can be found here. Offshore from a lively cities, canoeing, leisure boating, and sailing are all popular activities. And every sunny summer days, the lakes are filled with smiling and laughing people that are having fun. Along the gentle inclines leading up from the lakes, you'll find a farms growing some of Canada's best fruits include cherries, peaches, pears, and plums, among many others. Places to stay are numerous. Quality accommodation can be found in both Penticton and Kelowna. In the winter, the Okanagan quiet down somewhat. But when the snow flies, locals head to Big White, Apex, Silver Star, or Sun Peaks, some of British Columbia's best ski resorts. Facts about Canada. Did you know that the Hawaiian pizza was invented in Canada? Yes, some people don't want a pineapple on their pizza, but I like it the most. In 1962, Sam Ponopoulos was a pizzeria owner who was bored to death with the 3 toppings on his menu. So this Greek immigrant decided to toss a can of pineapples in with the mushroom, bacons, and pepperoni on hand. Before you know it, the Hawaiian pizza was born. What a great idea, right? The fourth destination on our list is Nahanni National Park Reserve. Those with an inner desire to get off the beaten track and see some Canada's most raw and incredible scenery should point their compass towards Nahanni National Park. In this UNESCO World Heritage Site, the massive South Nahanni River slices its way through Selwyn, Mackenzie, and Franklin Mountains. Along the way, it creates several incredible canyons, passes by hot spring and tumbles over Virginia Falls, an awe-inspiring sight that is twice as high as Niagara Falls. One of the most popular things to do in the park is river rafting, or whitewater canoeing from Virginia Falls downriver to Nahanni Butte, a distance of nearly 220 kilometers. You'll camp along the way and trips usually take about 12 days. Other pursuits in the park include mountain climbing in the rather ominously named Circuit of the Unclimbables, fishing for Arctic grayling or bull trout, and hiking up Shift Creek to the spectacular Tiglogotu Plateau. It's all a physical activity. Sounds a bit much. Just take a 2 or 3 hour sightseeing trip over the area and get a bird's eye view. Cypress Hill Provincial Park is our fifth destination. The province of Saskatchewan and Cypress Hills Interprovincial Park in particular are often overlooked as places to visit in Canada. A bit out the way, they attract fewer tourists, but those who do make the effort to get here are amply rewarded. Wide open spaces, huge skies, and abundant wildlife are the norm out here, as is a feeling of peace and quiet. Rent a canoe and paddle one of the many lakes, forgo a long hike in the grasslands, or it's you find yourself here in winter. Strap on your downhill skis and take a few runs. For a bit of frontier history, swing by Fort Walsh National Historic Site and learn that what life was like here in the late 19th century. Welcome to our sixth destination, Vancouver Stanley Park. One of the Vancouver's greatest treasure is the 405 hectares Stanley Park, convenient located on the west side of the downtown area. Situated on a peninsula, the park is surrounded by the ocean and home to huge red cedar and Douglas fir trees. The seawall, which rings the park, has an extensive walking, jogging, and biking path with designated lanes for walkers and bikers. From the seawall are some lovely views of the city mountains, A scenic drive also winds through Stanley Park with numerous pull-outs. Within the park are the Vancouver's Aquarium, Scenic Beaver Lakes, and the Stanley Park Pavilion and Rose Garden. Also of special interest are numerous totem poles, some of which are erected for more than 100 years ago. In the spring, the cherry trees burst into bloom in amazing display. The seventh destination on our list is the Vancouver Island. Although it is less than an hour ferry ride from the mainland, Vancouver Island can seem a world away. Most people head to Victoria's, which is Columbia's capital city, for sightseeing and culture. But in head of north into the wild and remote landscape, the island holds some unexpected and unforgettable experience. Nature's lover can hit the best hiking trails on Vancouver's Island and set themselves up at some beautiful camping locations. Those who are looking for some comfort can always turn to one of the island's lodges or resorts. One of the island's most incredible sights is the Old Grove Forest of giant trees, some more than 1,000 years old. Within the tripping distance of Victoria's are the ancient trees of Eden Grove, near to the town of Portland Row. If you are heading up island, you can also wander through Cathedral Grove, not far from the town of Port Alberni, or go all the way out to Tofino to see even more huge trees. On the rugged west coast, a magnificent scene of sandy groves and dramatic rocky shores reveals itself as you drive up to Tofino, around this tiny but incredible popular of the beaten path tourist town. In nearby Pacific Ring of National Park Reserve, you can find incredible hiking trails, some of the largest trees in Canada, and the beaches, great surfing spots, camping, and place where you can simply soak up nature peace. Other destinations around the island include the Nanaimo, Parksville, and Qualkyung Beach, all of the eastern shore, looking out on the Salish Sea. If you really want to get away from it all, head up to the far north of the island and explore Cape Scott Provincial Park. Facts about Canada. Did you know that the Canada coastline is the world's longest? Measuring 243,042 kilometers, include the mainland coast and the coast of the offshore island. Canada's coastline has a length of 202,080 kilometers, and it is considered the longest coastline on the world. Canada is surrounded by the three oceans, the Atlantic Ocean on the east, the Pacific Ocean on the west, and the Arctic Ocean to the north. Additionally, its border with the United States is the world's longest land border, stretching 8,891 kilometers, like what I've said earlier. Welcome to our 8th destination, the Old Montreal. Lined with the lovely historic buildings, is a place to go for great shopping and fine dining. While Montreal itself is a vibrant modern city, Old Montreal, down by the waterfront, is where you'll want to go to soak up the atmosphere. Some of the must-see places in Old Montreal include Rue Bonsecours and the landmark Marche Bonsecours. In the Old Town Hall building, the interior of the beautiful Notre Dame Basilica, the lively place Jacques Cartier, and the 1870s City Jail. Our ninth destination is the St. John Signal Hills National Historic Site. At the entrance of St. John's Harbor, overlooking the city and sea, is Signal Hill National Historic Site. It was there in 1901 that the first wireless transatlantic signal was received. It was also played a strategic role in the Seven Years' War with France. Although the current fortifications were built during the hostilities of 1812, the Carbot Tower is one of the key sites of Signal Hills. It was built in 1897 to mark the 400th anniversary of the discovery of Newfoundland. It also commemorates Guillermo Macaroni reception here in 1901 of the first transatlantic radiotelegraphy signal, transmitted over a distance of 2,700 kilometers from Podlu in England. In the tower are exhibitions on the history of Signal Hills and the history of communications. From the top, you can enjoy panoramic views of the city and the coast as far as the Cape Spear, the most easterly point of the North America. Our 10th and last destination to our tour in Canada is Old Quebec, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the Canada's historic gems spread across the upper and lower town of Quebec. This area contains the city's most historic buildings. The lower town along the St. Lawrence River is the site of the original settlement and home to the outstanding Fairmont Le Chetua Frontenac, as well as numerous other treasures. The upper towns rests on the 100-meter high cliffs and is home of the Citadel and Plains of Abraham, Place d'Armes, and the Parc Historique des Îles. Old Quebec is one of the Canada's most popular historical areas and it's well developed for tourism. In addition to the historical sites, other highlights include the artists English play with their works on Rue de Tuercer, interesting museum like the Museo de la Civilisation, and unique shops and restaurants. Please pack your things, tourists, and back to the bus, and we will go home. Before we go home, tourists, I have one last question. Did you enjoy the tour, my dear tourists? The smile on everyone's faces tells me the answer. I hope to see all of you again. It is a wonderful and fantastic day for me to be your tour guide for the day's virtual tour. Once again, this is your tour guide JB. On behalf of Tour Venture, we wish you a safe trip.